Hey there, friends. I thought I'd do a quick video about autumn foliage. Not so much showing off like awesome, spectacular autumn foliage, because as you can see in my area, the autumn foliage does not really put on a strong display like you see in other parts of the country. But rather, I wanted to show how the trees actually form the colors, kind of in layman's terms, though. So, most of us should have learned in probably middle school or high school about how the leaves on a plant are actually solar collectors, just like the solar panels that people put on the roofs to generate electricity. The leaves are created by the tree, and they come out of these buds, like right here at the tip. This is a leaf bud. Next spring, this will grow out into a set of leaves, and those leaves then collect sunshine. The sunshine, when it hits the leaves, it combines with carbon dioxide that the leaves breathe in from the atmosphere. So what we and other animals breathe out, the plants breathe in to the cellular structure of their leaves, or they accept it in, and it combines with sunlight in a process that creates different pigments. Now, we're mostly familiar with chlorophyll, which is the green pigment that gives us green leaves. And that is by far the more predominant pigment in the leaves. That's, you might say, the more important pigment in a plant, or in most plants, not all. But it is certainly not the only important one. This leaf right here, while it looks green, it still has reds and yellows mixed in, just like these ones. These are on the same tree. So what's happening is that there's so much green that you just simply can't see the other colors. Now, as winter comes closer, as the days get shorter, it's oh boy, I can't remember right now if it's triggered by day length or by nighttime length, but regardless, as the days get shorter, the tree will begin to absorb the green chlorophyll will go down the leaf petiole, or you might call it a stem. So the chlorophyll will be absorbed through the petiole and through the branch and down into the tree roots. And then down in the roots, it will be stored for winter. Then next spring, the tree has nutrition and energy to feed these new little buds. And the buds will start collecting, making or collecting sunlight and making pigments and plant sugars and all kinds of phytochemicals the following year. So then once the chlorophyll has left this leaf, now you can see the reds and the yellows that remain. Different leaves have different pigments. This one is reds and yellows. The combination, of course, makes orange. Now what's happening is here where the petiole meets the stem, the tree is creating sort of like a little scab or a little structure right there where the petiole meets the rest of the branch. That scab, or that structure, as it builds and hardens, will eventually break. Now, of course, I forced this one to break, but it will become more fragile at that point until just the slightest wind can knock the leaf off. And that's why we get leaf fall, because of those structures that the tree creates. And it does that so that the leaf will fall. The leaf is supposed to fall. When these leaves then hit the ground, they become mulch that suppresses other plants. Fewer plants will grow here because of the thick leaf mulch. And then as the mulch ages, it becomes compost, which enriches the soil. So all of the nutrients that are still left in this leaf, even though the green chlorophyll has been taken, all the nutrients remaining in the leaf will eventually end up in the ground and will be recycled by soil organisms. And then that creates food for the tree roots. Anyway, so that is, in layman's terms, I hope it was layman's terms at least, that's an explanation of how trees put on their autumn display, why they have the pigments. I should also mention kind of the why of the pigments is some of the pigments have sugars, and those sugars simply feed the tree and give it energy. But also a lot of the pigments have different properties that help guard the tree against disease and against pests, and there's many different uses. And every plant will usually have hundreds of different phytochemicals. So anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there, kind of the why of the pigments being in the leaf. But that's the cycle of it, and that's what gives us beautiful autumn foliage. So I thought that you all would like that, and I hope I made it clear. I would love to hear your thoughts, comments, or if you have any additional knowledge that you want to drop in, go ahead and put that in the comments, please. I would love to read that.